All right. So let me just bring my face on here. I'm going to take off my medical consultant white coat, and I'm going to put on my NVU entrepreneur hat and chat with you guys tonight. Let me put my phone on vibrate. My name, as you all know, is Lisa Nicole Cloud, and tonight we are going to talk about how to present the Envision You opportunity, okay? And we're not just going to talk about what to say on each slide. We're going to talk about how to really be an effective presenter, right? I've taught people who were scared to death to speak in front of a room. I mean, they had a huge fear, how to overcome that fear and become a very effective presenter. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And then I'm going to cover with you what to say on each slide and how to move through the presentation in a very effective and efficient way. All right. So first thing I want you guys to do whenever you're getting ready to present is just take a deep breath in. I want you to know that everybody is nervous when you first start presenting. I mean, if all of a sudden you feel like you got to go to the bathroom and you're just about to pee on yourself, don't worry. That's normal. Even me, when I've presented a million times when I'm getting ready to go out on stage and there's thousands and thousands of people out there, even I feel those feelings. So again, the first thing I want you to do is just relax. Just take a deep breath and just know that you know more than anybody else in the room, especially if you're presenting to a room that they're all guests. Okay, so you want to relax. You want to first learn how to relate to your audience, right? So, the more understand that the more people like you, the more they'll listen to you, right? So you want to come across very relatable, and you want to be very likable, right? You don't want to come across arrogant. You don't want to come across like you're bragging about all of your credentials, because that turns people off, right? So relate, relax, release. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Relax, relate, release. Okay, so I always tell people the 5 C's. Somebody just laughed because they know where I got that from. Relax, relate, release. Right?
Whitley.
Exactly. Okay. So it's a very, very important thing to do, because if you sound nervous, you won't be as effective in your delivery. Okay. So the 5 C's to presenting. First, we're going to talk about connecting with your audience, right? How do we connect with our audience? We're very likable. We try to connect with them on something that you have in common with them. And I'll talk to you about that in just a moment. Second C of presenting is capturing their attention. You got to sell the sizzle. You got to get up there and you got to be dynamic, right? So you really want to capture their attention. You don't want to seem like you're reading from, your notes. You want to just learn how to have a conversation with people, and you want to captivate them, and then you want to close them. The best tip I can give you when you're presenting is have a conversation, right? Don't try to memorize it. Don't read the words on the slide verbatim, just converse with people, okay? So, just move this so I can see. So, how do you connect with your audience? Well, you need to make eye contact. Now, for those of you that are nervous to look at people, and there's a little technique that if you look right over the top of someone's head, it looks like you're looking at them. So if you get nervous just staring at people because you can see their facial expressions, just kind of look right over the top of people's heads, because to them, it looks like you're looking at them, okay? So make good eye contact, be very genuine and authentic, right? Don't try to be somebody that you're not, and tell your story. Your goal when you tell your story is to have people sitting in that room saying, me too. I can relate to that, right? And so the way that you tell your story, and you can practice this, is to either relate with your audience on time, job, or money. And we'll talk about what you could say to relate on time, job, or money. But write that down. The way you're going to relate is by using time, job, or money to relate. So, and you're also going to share why you're excited about the business. Okay. All right. So let's talk about time, job, and money, right? So if you're going to try to relate to someone using time, you might say something like this, my name is Coach Chris. I have been a coach for many, many years, but I've also been a direct sales expert for many, many years. The reason why I got into this industry is because I love the power of residual income, because on my job, I was not getting to my financial goals and dreams. On my job, I didn't feel fulfilled. On my job, I was, living paycheck to paycheck, right? Well, paycheck to paycheck is money, but anything about your job that people could relate to. You don't like your job, you're working all this overtime, you don't feel like you're paid your value or worth. Somebody sitting in that audience is saying, me too, okay? So that's how you relate with job. If you're trying to relate with somebody by using money, you're going to say, I looked at this business because, I was really looking for a way to create some extra income. On my job, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I wasn't getting to my financial goals and dreams, and I was looking for something that could generate a little extra money. It doesn't have to be thousands and thousands of dollars, but I believe 2 jobs are for 2 people, and I didn't want another job, but I did need some extra money, right? Can somebody listening to you say that? Can they relate to that? So that's how you relate using money. You don't have enough money. You've got more months than you got money. You're living paycheck to paycheck. Somebody sitting in that audience is sitting there saying, me too. Okay, I'm listening. You got my attention. And then the way you relate with people on time is you say something like, I have a good job and I make a pretty decent income, but what I don't have is a lot of time for the things that mean most. I don't have time like I like to be with my family. I don't have time to take the vacations that I want. I'm an entrepreneur, and although I own a business, I really feel like the business owns me because I just don't have time, right? Somebody sitting in that room is saying, me too. So remember what I said, you're going to try to relate to them by being very authentic to who you are, and you're going to tell your story. And then after you tell why, or tell what reason you're doing it, then you can come back and say, and I'm so excited when I saw the NVU Opportunity, because it really showed me a way where I could get time back on my side, or it really showed me a way that I could really make some serious income and it didn't require me to have to get a second job. Or you could say, it gave me an opportunity to create a multiple stream of income. So all my eggs were not in one basket with a job, right? So that's how you relate. It's very important to connect with your audience before you actually jump into the presentation. Remember, if they like you, they'll listen to you. And if they think they have something in common with you, they'll listen to you more. So make sure you relate with them, and then make sure you tell them your story, why you were in the business, and why you're excited about NVU. What is making you be so excited and passionate about NVU? Okay. So now we're going to talk about capturing their attention, right? Remember this: facts tell and stories sell. So if your presentation is too much fact, you're going to put people to sleep. But if your presentation is very relatable throughout your presentation, you sprinkle stories, then that's great. So you'll hear me when I actually go through the slides of the presentation. I'll give you some little key takeaways from each slide, and then I'll tell you a couple of stories you might drop on that particular slide. But do remember this: if you tell too many stories, your presentation is going to be too long. You ideally, in a perfect world, should have a presentation that is no longer than 40 minutes. That's to get through the entire company, products, compensation plan, close. If you talk longer than 40 minutes, you're going to start to see people looking at their watch, and anything longer than 40 minutes, you're running the risk of people starting to associate pain with your presentation. So be efficient in how you deliver the information, okay? And the more you know your content, the more credible you're going to be. So my recommendation is you listen to the presentations that the company does. They have 3 presentations a day. There are always different leaders that are doing the presentation. Listen to a couple of them, you know, because everybody's got a different style, but everybody will give you a nugget that you might want to use in your own presentation. So the best way to learn the presentation is to watch several presentations, okay? So know your information because you're going to come across more credible to your audience, okay? Now learn how to just have a conversation with your audience. We're not reading the slides to your audience, you know, we're just talking to them. And the more natural you talk to them, the more like it feels like you're having a conversation directly with someone sitting in your audience, the more you're going to keep their attention. All right. And so that's like one of the biggest tips I give people, because oftentimes people will literally stand in front of the room and they will read the slides and people will associate pain with that presentation. So just learn how to look at the slides, know what you're going to say about each slide, and just use the words on the slide to guide you through your conversation. And we'll talk about that when we get to each slide. Okay. Captivate your audience. Remember, all eyes are on you when you're delivering this presentation, right? So you really want to sell the sizzle, right? The minute you step in front of the room, people are sizing you up, right? So if I'm in person, I'm going to give you guys some real psychology about persuasive selling. If I'm in person, I'm going to look very sharp in the way I dress. Now, when I'm doing a Zoom training, I still try to look sharp, but sometimes I might be doing the presentation from my office, right? So I might still have on my scrubs or something. But for the most part, even though you're doing a Zoom meeting, if you're not wearing something that says envision you, just try to look professional, right? Because people like to see the people in the company to know the caliber of people that are involved with the company. All right. Another thing, when you're in person and you're doing a persuasive presentation, this means you're delivering information, and at the conclusion of the presentation, someone has to make a decision of yes or no. The colors you wear can be very important. Okay. You do not necessarily in a persuasive presentation want to wear bright colors, right? And people are like, why? Okay, depending on the personality type that's sitting in your audience, if you are too bright, they might feel like you're just super, super expressive and over the top. And so if you go to professional trainings that teach you how to present, they always will tell you when you're doing a persuasive presentation to wear colors like black, blue, gray, off-white, you know, very kind of stable colors, so to speak, not a lot of energy and excitement. Now, when I'm doing a training, you can wear whatever color you want because nobody has to make a decision at the conclusion of the presentation. So gentlemen, you cannot get in front of the room in a purple suit, right? According to experts, they say that you want to keep your attire conservative so that if you're talking to someone who is a conservative personality, you can still have a relatable moment with them. Remember, you're doing a persuasive presentation, okay? Trainings are different. A training is not considered persuasive. No one has to make a decision. No one's necessarily sizing you up. They might be looking at whether or not you know what you're training and what you're talking about, but no one's making a decision based on what they see in you and what they see in the presentation. Okay, work the room, right? Try not to just stay in one place. Now, we're talking about Zoom presentations for the most part right now, but even when you are doing a Zoom presentation, the way we work the room sometimes, and this is like trying to keep people engaged, is we might say, hey, if this is making sense to you, drop some 7s in the chat, you know, or, you know, if you can relate to this, you know, or if this is a product that you know that you would love to try because you need something that'll help you sleep better, just put a note that this is definitely something you could get excited about. You know, you just keep asking them to make comments and to chat with you so that you know that they're with you throughout the presentation. Okay. Another thing, when you're in person, you want to scan the room. You want to try at some point to literally make eye contact with every person in the room so that there is some type of connection, right? And then you really got to just relax and have fun. Don't be tense, don't be nervous. Just know that you're going to be bad before you're good, and you're going to be good before you're great. But the best way to become great is to just keep practicing and keep doing the presentation. I promise you, everybody was bad before they were good, and everybody was good before they were great. So just relax, have fun, and enjoy the journey. All right. And this goes back to what I was saying about attire. When you are presenting, remember, this is a persuasive presentation. So like it or not, people are sizing you up, right? They're looking at you. They're thinking to themselves, does this look like someone who I want to do business with? They are looking at the way you dress. You have to walk the walk, and you have to talk the talk, and you have to carry yourself with posture and with confidence, and you have to exude success. If you show up and you look like, and forgive me, I don't mean to offend anybody, but you look like you're broke, nobody is going to listen to you. And I don't mean you have to be wearing labels. I just mean you just need to look professional, because this is a persuasive presentation. All right, so let's now switch gears a little bit, and let's talk about the parts of every effective presentation. Okay, so when we say you got to get through a presentation in 40 minutes, you got to get through all of these parts. So the very first 2 minutes of any presentation, 2 to 3 minutes tops, is your introduction as the speaker. You want to make sure people know who you are. You want to make sure you relate to people, and you want to make sure people know that you're credible and you're more than qualified to do the presentation. When I'm giving my introduction, I'll tell people, that I've been in this industry for more than 2 decades. I was blessed to make millions of dollars in this industry, but what I'm most proud of is how many people I was able to help make millions of dollars in this industry. And I'm very passionate about teaching people the power of direct sales and how they can be successful. So that's kind of, part of your introduction. And then you can say something, oftentimes I'll say something like, I went to school, went to Emory University, had a great education, went to graduate school at Johns Hopkins, and realized that it wasn't enough. I realized that even though I had the quote unquote good job, I was still living paycheck to paycheck, and I was not getting to my financial goals and dreams. Most of the time when I personally present, I relate to people on money. But as we teach you these parts of an effective presentation, what's going to be very helpful to you is now when you're listening to a presentation, you're listening to catch some of the examples that people give, some of the introductions that people use, some of the stories that they tell, right? So you introduce yourself. Oh, and one other thing. If at all possible, it is always better for someone to introduce you before you actually start speaking, especially at a live event. And the reason why is because if you get up there and you try to tell all of your credentials, it will sound very braggadocious, right? But if you have somebody else introduce you, then the people will have a higher level of respect for you, and they will listen to you. So oftentimes what we try to do is we try to remember the different personalities that are sitting in the room. And I'm going to tell you the different personalities that are usually sitting in any presentation room. So some people use colors when they describe these personalities, but make sure you mute yourself, please. But I'm going to use what I've always been taught, and they're sea creatures. Don't ask me why they chose sea creatures, but this is what I've always been taught since I got into this industry many years ago. So the first personality type is what we call an urchin, right? An urchin is someone who is very, very detailed. They like the facts in a presentation. So when you're talking about statistics, they love it. When you talk about you're very descriptive on what the courses offer, they love it. That's the person in the room who's taking like pages and pages of notes, right? They are very detail oriented. The second personality type sitting in the room is someone that we call a whale. And a whale is someone that loves this opportunity and they're attracted to this opportunity because they feel like they can help people. They can be a blessing to people. So whales typically love opportunities because of how they can make a difference in the lives of other people. Third type of personality is what we call a dolphin. A dolphin is very playful. They tend to like this type of opportunity because of the social aspects of it. They like being around people that are positive. They like being around people that are motivated. They love all the lifestyle aspects of it, the fun, the parties, the nationals, the training events. They love all of the social. They just like being around positivity, right? And then the fourth personality type sitting in the room is what we call a shark. And what do you think those people like? They are the show me the money type of people, right? So what I want you to do right now in the chat, I want to see who I'm talking to tonight. Which are you? Are you an urchin and you like all the facts? Are you a dolphin? Are you a whale? You want to just help people? Are you a dolphin? You're here for the social aspects and you love being around all the positivity, or are you a shark? Now, I will say most of us have one dominant personality type, but we do all kind of like float in between other personalities. So put in the chat what your personality type is. I'm just curious who's a whale, who's a shark, who's a dolphin, etc. Okay, so why do I tell you about the personality types? Because when you introduce somebody, you want to appeal to all the different personality types because you don't know who's sitting in the room. And you want to introduce the person so that whomever is sitting in the room, they can relate to the person that they're getting ready to hear from. The more they like you, the more they'll listen to you. And the more they feel like they have something in common with you, the more they'll connect with you even more. Okay, so someone who's doing an introduction might say something similar to this. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's presentation. And even on a Zoom call, you can do this. We want to welcome everybody to the presentation tonight. Tonight, we are so excited about the person you're going to hear from. The person that I'm about to introduce you to, I just have a tremendous amount of respect for because they know their stuff. They know all the facts. They are 100% knowledgeable about this industry and about our company's products and services. This person really, really not only knows this information inside and out, but they really have a heart for people. They really care about how they can help other people become successful, right? And this person is also, they're a mother, they're a successful entrepreneur, and they really have a lot of fun too. So they're just such a dynamic individual, but they also are making the money. They are documented in this company. They are a champion. They are emerald. They are not only helping people have success, but they're having success too. And this person is someone that, if I had to have anybody hear from someone, it would be this person, right? So again, you're making an introduction. You're tapping on the fact that they're very knowledgeable and very credible. You're tapping on the fact that they have a heart for helping other people. They're a lot of fun, they're down to earth, right? You can use that to kind of relate to people, and they're making a lot of money in this opportunity as a diamond in the company or whatever their position or rank is. It's always good to introduce the speaker so that the audience can receive them and be able to respect them instead of putting a stranger in front of the room that they know nothing about. Okay, so after somebody introduces you, what you're going to do, because they put you all the way up here, you're going to come back down to your audience's level and you're going to thank that person. Thank you so much, Harmony. I appreciate the kind words that you said. Again, Harmony is just also an amazing, amazing person. She's very modest. She said a lot of great things about me, but she's also having a ton of success in this business, helping a lot of people and positioning herself to make a ton of money as well. So everybody give it back up for Miss Harmony, right? So you want to give that same level of respect back to the person that just introduced you. And what you do is now you're more humble, you're more relatable to the audience. You're not up here, but you're back down on your audience's level. So these are just some more advanced techniques, but I want to share them with you as we're going through this presentation of how to present effectively. Okay, so after you tell your story, now you're going to talk about the company, the visionaries behind the company, the timing. Then you're going to go right into the products and services. Right from the products and services, we're going to go through the compensation plan. We're going to close it out by letting them know that we have a powerful system of success, 5-step system of success, and then we're going to teach you and train you every step of the way. We're going to close it out. People close out differently. I tend to close out the room by asking people to decide if there are 1, 2, or 3, so they can easily get back with the person that invited them to get on the call. And you want to tell people, right? You want to give them an action thing to do. If this is making sense to you, please get back with the person that invited you to get on this call tonight and let them know if you see an opportunity. In fact, let them know if you are a 1, 2, or 3. Now, if somebody doing the presentation doesn't close out that way, you want to just say, you know, does this make sense to you? Do you see an opportunity when the presentation is done? Don't let someone look at a presentation and not immediately follow up with them after the presentation, okay? And then we do a quick start training. You hear us talk about the 5 steps, and the next thing you'll want to do is if the person sees an opportunity, send them your link. After you send them your link, you'll sign them up, don't just, you know, tell them to go sign themselves up, because I'm telling you guys, I look at a report every single day, and a lot of people are not choosing a customer package. All they're checking off is the $19.99. You have to choose a customer package. Otherwise, you're not going to make any commissions in the binary. You have to choose bronze, silver, or gold. If you're not signed up for a customer package, I don't know why you're doing this, right? You have to choose a customer package. That's the first thing we say, that everybody starts off as a customer. It can't be the body balance. It has to be bronze, silver, or gold. So I was looking at a report and several people had no customer pack chosen. So I want you to go and look in your back office tonight to make sure that you did choose a bronze, silver, or gold package when you signed up. Okay. All right. Now, we already talked about this. I already went through it. I told you about the personalities. Again, whales like to help, dolphins like to have fun, sharks like the money, and urchins like the facts, right? So make sure when you introduce people, you relate to all of those personality types. And when we do the presentation, throughout the presentation, we're going to say certain things that will also relate to those personality types in the audience. Okay. So let's go through the presentation, and we're going to talk about what you actually say at this point on every slide. So you see this little thing up here, 1 minute when you tell your story, 1 to 2 minutes tops. Do not spend 10 minutes talking about yourself, because nobody came to hear about you. They came to hear about the opportunity, right? So I've literally seen people spend way too much time talking about themselves. And to be honest, if you spend too much time talking about themselves, there's a little saying that we have in this industry. However long it takes you to get into the presentation and get into the slide, that person listening is making a decision right from that first moment, whether or not this is going to be something they enjoy hearing or whether they're going to associate pain with it. So try to get into the presentation as quickly as you can, but do try to relate to your audience, okay? Again, the host is going to introduce you, and they're going to transfer the trust that people have for that person, because usually the host is the person that invited people to get on the Zoom call, or the host is the person that is having the meeting at their house. So whoever the host is, they did most of the inviting for that event, so people trust them. So the whole reason why the host does an introduction is because they transfer the trust that they have from their guests into respect and power for the speaker through proper edification. Edification is so important before you jump in front of a room. And the host must briefly tell the guest why they're excited about this opportunity and why they got involved. Okay. All right. Now, again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, but edification is important. If you look at this diagram here, let's just say you were the host. Everybody that you invite, they know you, they trust you, they respect you. So when you properly edify someone, you properly edify your expert, what you end up doing is transferring that trust and turning it into respect that your guests now have for that expert. So there's trust between you and the prospects, or you and your guests. You then do edification of the expert, and now the guests will listen to that expert and they will be much more effective at closing them out. So again, the best way to edify someone is to really emphasize their achievements and experience within the organization, point out their success in other areas of their life if they are successful in business, share that they love helping people, and try to identify specific individuals that they maybe have done something for, whether it's, working with a particular group, doing stuff at their church, something that lets people know that they have a heart for people. Mention that they're very down to earth and that they love having fun, and then that the person is making money or is positioned to make great money. Always be honest. You don't need to tell people you're making lots of money if you're not. It's better to not say anything if you aren't yet making a lot of money, or to have somebody say that you're positioned to make a ton of money based on how your business is growing. Okay. All right. So now someone has properly introduced you as the host. Now we're getting into the presentation, and you're in front of the room, and now you have to tell your story. And again, you're going to use time, job, or money to establish a relationship with your audience. And when you tell your story, it's very brief. And the goal is to have your audience saying, me too. I can relate to this person, so now I'm going to listen to them. Okay, then from there, we're going to jump right into the first slide, which is where we talk about our company founders. Some of the things that I like to say on this first slide is that we have great visionaries behind our company. Both of these gentlemen are extremely successful, and they're very well documented. Mr. Emanitier has been on the list of top earners in the direct sales industry, not just in one company, but in the industry for many, many years. Last year in 2022, Mr. Ivan Tapia was the second highest earning person in the direct sales industry. So it's always good to reference third-party documentation. And you want to make sure that you tell them that their vision is to impact 1 billion lives, mind, body, and soul. And the whole takeaway when you talk on that vision slide is for people to know that this company is strong, that it's a legitimate opportunity, and that the timing is great, right? So you want to also mention timing at this point as well. All right, and this is your vision slide. So what I have seen people do is, well, the vision of the company is that we bring exciting products to the world of business through creative advancement. You don't want to do that. You do not want to read the slide. Remember what I said. You want to just have a conversation. So you want to say the vision of the company. I always like to tell people, look at the headline on the slide and use that to guide your conversation. The vision of this company is very strong. The two owners and the two visionaries behind the company are Mr. David Emanitier and Mr. Ivan Tapia. And these gentlemen are very, very successful and very documented in the industry. Mr. David Emanitier has been on the list of top earners in the direct sales industry for many years. And Mr. Ivan Tapia is also equally as successful. In fact, last year, he was the #2 earner in the direct sales industry. Okay. And these two individuals have a strong vision. They want to impact 1 billion lives, mind, body, and soul. And they're doing this by bringing very innovative products to the marketplace that help people to grow their wealth and help people to improve their health. Okay, that pretty much said a lot and summed up what you see on the slide, but I didn't read the slide. I just used the slide to kind of help me guide my conversation. All right, now, one of the things that's also important, and these are just a couple of facts when you talk about the industry, right? And you talk about the timing, is you want to make mention that this industry, you're looking at this company at the perfect time, right? The opportunity is so amazing because, right now, the direct sales industry, look at these statistics. I'm just throwing some facts out. You can share them if you want to. Direct sales industry worldwide is $180 billion industry, right? The wellness industry is the largest segment in the direct sales industry, and we are in wellness too. And guess what the top direct sales market is in the world? It's the United States. So these are some facts and some little nuggets that you could drop if you wanted to really establish credibility that you know your stuff. So help your audience to understand the magnitude of this industry, help them understand the digital learning space and how fast it's growing. When you look at that slide, right? I'm going to go back here. Well, the reason I'm sharing these facts with you is not necessarily because you have to say them, but here's what I need you guys to be confident about. Because the more confident you are, the more that's going to come across in your presentation. So you want people to understand that we're not in some small mama papa kind of business. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I need you to realize how much revenue has been generated in this industry and how much success that it creates for entrepreneurs. The minute you understand that you have a gift that you're sharing with people versus feeling like you're begging people to get in to even look at your opportunity, stop asking people to look at your opportunity like they're doing you a favor. You're doing them a favor by sharing the opportunity with them. When you can shift your mindset, you will start talking to everybody about this opportunity because you're not looking at it like they're doing you a favor. You're looking at it like you're doing them a favor, okay? So we're going to next talk, the next slide, as you'll see here in the presentation, is Envision Use products, right? You want to just mention that our company on this slide, these are the facts you're going to mention. This company is well positioned in 2 of the top industries in the world, okay? We are in health and wellness, and we're also in digital education. In our digital education product portfolio, we have courses that teach people about technology, real estate, transportation, financial literacy, and more. And then in our health and wellness product portfolio, we have products that help people to have more energy, help people to lose weight, and help people to sleep better. So this next slide in the slide deck is really to help people understand that we are a product company and a service company, because people listening to this presentation, some people like services, right? They like signing up for a course one time and then people keep paying every single month because they're continuing to take their course. And then some people like products. So it's important to differentiate that our product portfolio is very robust, and we have products and we have services. Now I want to just go back to this slide right here, because when you get to the products, you can't spend more than 15 to 20 minutes tops on products, okay? So the main points that are going to be on that slide is that we are in digital education. This is a great time to say that digital education today is a $100 billion industry, but by the next 2 years in 2025, they're expecting it to grow to a $325 billion industry. That's 3 times the 300% growth, right? So you want to mention that. Another statistic, which I'm going to start saying more, is that the health and wellness industry, ladies and gentlemen, is a $3.7 trillion industry. But guess what? That's what it is today. By 2030, they're anticipating that it will be a $6.75 trillion industry. These are great statistics to mention when you get to this slide, because you're wanting people to know that we have a robust product portfolio, but we have a product portfolio that even if you made 1% of an industry that large, you could do very, very well. So those are some great facts that you might mention. Okay, so we get to this slide. Now we are in digital education, all right? Right now, the digital learning platform is growing at an unbelievable rate. Today, it is a $100 billion industry, but in the next 2 years, they're anticipating it will be a $325 billion industry, okay? Now, our digital platform is not just any platform. It's a very robust platform. So our courses are not like just watching a video on YouTube. They're very comprehensive. They're going to take a person from the level of beginner all the way to the level of expert. On top of that, our courses have guides and workbooks. Our courses have live Q&A sessions with the facilitators. There's a lot of community engagement. And when you complete the courses, you get certificate of completion. So these are the types of facts you want to mention about the digital learning platform. And I would say the key takeaway on this slide is that you say, our goal with this digital learning platform is to educate and empower people about viable businesses they can start to be successful and to create residual income or to create multiple streams of income. When you say that that's really what the digital platform is doing, is teaching people about viable businesses they can start, that really pulls people in, okay? So those are some key takeaways on that slide. All right. Now, after you talk about the digital learning platform, you're going to talk about some of the courses. Now, this is a good time to mention that we are in pre-launch phase, right? We officially launch in January, but already people are making unbelievable money. The goal, look at what it says at the top of the slide, and you can use the bullets on the slide to really base and shape your conversation. The goal of our company is that in the future, this platform will pretty much host every major course in the world that the marketplace is looking for. It's very important to say that the marketplace is looking for, because realistically, we won't have every course out there, but we'll have the most important ones that people really want to learn, okay? So then you're going to break it down. You're going to say the first course that they offer on the platform is a course around technology. This is a good slide to really mention some key things, right? I always say on this slide, technology is what drew me in, because right now there's some key buzzwords that you're hearing. You're hearing words like cryptocurrency. You're hearing words like NFTs. You're hearing words like the metaverse, right? Now, the funny thing about this is, even though I feel like I'm a very smart person, I really didn't understand how you could make money with those particular concepts. And so the great thing about this course is that it helps you to understand what all that means. Teaches you about gamification, and you can literally use the bullets right on the slide. Teaches you about NFTs, teaches you about tokens, and it teaches you about this Web 3.0 technology world. You know, can you imagine that in the future, in the metaverse, people are making money by putting products in there, by buying real estate in there? You know, people are now going to college in the metaverse. Someone told me today that one of the schools in Atlanta, the kids literally do it from their room. They put these virtual goggles on, or they might be in a classroom, but they're sitting in the classroom with the virtual goggles on, and everything is being taught in the metaverse, not even in the classroom. It's just unbelievable where we're going. So again, this is really exciting times. I oftentimes say that technology is advancing, you know, and it's going to happen with or without us. So we either have a choice to adapt to the new technology and learn about them and figure out how to capitalize on them, or we get left behind. And why am I saying that in the presentation? Because everybody sitting there knows someone who was a slow adopter to technology. They refused to get on the internet. They refused to learn how to use a computer. And now we call them dinosaurs, right? So, you know, again, I always say I love this particular course because I myself knew I wanted to take it, and I knew a whole lot of people who would also want to take it. All right, couple of little stories there. NFTs, I always give the example of Snoop Dogg. You know, he dropped an NFT, made 30 million in a day. And I was like, how did that happen, right? But again, it's important, if you don't know how he did it, that you learn how he did it. Another thing that I sometimes say is that we're at the beginning of a new technology era. You know, how many of you remember when the dot-com era hit? And when the dot-com era hit, we were able to watch people be involved in the dot-com era and become millionaires and billionaires. Look at the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world and the, you know, the Jeff Bezos of the world who really capitalized on the dot-com era. Well, that's what's happening in this Web3 technology space. There's a new era emerging, and people that are getting positioned now are going to make a lot of money, okay? Next one, we talk about real estate. I oftentimes will mention that people have built a lot of wealth with real estate, and you can make a lot of money if you know what you're doing, but you can also lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. So I talk about how this course teaches people how to get into the game of real estate with a limited amount of risk. It teaches people how to become a real estate investor without even owning property. And it teaches people how to launch their very own Airbnb business. So again, I'm not reading the slide, but I'm using the slide to kind of guide my conversation. Then we have a course on transportation. Transportation is also big business. Right now, there's a new trend called Turo, and it's exploding, and you're at the very beginning of it. So imagine if you had been one of the first people to be a Lyft driver or an Uber driver when no one was involved in those types of opportunities. Or imagine if you had even invested in the company. Timing is everything. And so this Turo platform teaches you how to become your very own transportation entrepreneur. It will teach you how to start your very own transportation rental car business, leveraging the Turo platform. Sometimes I give the example of how my friend told me about Turo several months ago. I didn't put my cars on it right away. He put his cars on it. Today, each one of his cars are generating anywhere from $3,500 to $4,000 a month per car in a passive residual income. Your goal on this slide is to get people saying, wow, I want to learn about those courses. I want to take those courses. Financial literacy, you know, everybody needs to understand the fundamentals of becoming wealthy. You can teach people how to make money, but teaching people how to turn it into wealth is something different. And this course teaches you the fundamentals of financial literacy, from simple concepts like budgeting all the way up to more advanced concepts like types of products you can invest your money in. So, you know, these are generally what you want to say on this slide. The key takeaway is that these courses teach people about viable businesses that they can start to create residual income. That's the takeaway that people want to have. You want people to have when they leave this slide. Okay, then we're going to switch gears, and now we're going to talk about the health and wellness products, because we have great products. And you can literally say, our vision for you in this company is that you're healthy and wealthy. And so we have 3 products: the Empowered Spray, the Dreaming Spray, the Crave Spray. Now, if you go to the website and you download the presentation, now the next slide is going to be this slide is going to be the same, but the next slide is going to be a little different. And I'll tell you why I kind of changed it a little bit. Okay. But the next slide talks about the effectiveness of sprays and why we chose sprays. And again, you can literally just say what you see on the slide. The company offers sprays because of the effectiveness of spray technology compared to other methods, right? When you give somebody a spray, they can feel it immediately. When you give somebody a pill or a capsule, it has to go through their digestive tract. And sometimes it could take a couple of days before they feel the effects of the product. So sprays work fast. And when people are trying new products, they're trying to see how well the product works, and they make their decisions about how effective it is based on how quickly they feel a response. That's your key takeaway as to why this slide is in the presentation: the fact that people feel the effects of these products quickly. Now, I added these slides in for my own presentation, and I'm going to tell you why. The way it is right now on the company's presentation, you're going to see a slide and it's got 3 pictures of the products. The problem for me with that is that I couldn't remember all the statistics, right? And when you're talking about health and wellness products, many people sitting in their audience are very interested in stats. Okay, once we have studies and things like that, this is going to be also very important to them. So I always say our Empowered Spray is an amazing vitamin B12 spray, and it is designed to help people have more energy. Literally, I just used the words at the top of the slide, right? Now, why is this an important product? It's an important product because data tells us that 40% of the people out there report that they do not have enough energy to get through the day. They report that they feel very fatigued throughout the day, and many times they have to drink coffee or drink caffeine products or even take a lot of sugar just to have energy. That's really what you want to say, because the thing about health and wellness is if you can solve problems for people, so it's not just products that people want, but products that people need, they will reorder from you month after month after month. And so I oftentimes will say that when you take lots of caffeine or you take lots of sugar, it's not good for our bodies, it's not healthy for our bodies, and it can cause bad side effects, like being jittery, like, feeling like you're crashing after a couple of hours. But vitamin B12 is a clean form of energy. It's all natural, and it's healthy for our bodies, and it has a good synergistic effect with our bodies. So my reason for putting this slide back in there is because I could oftentimes would get to these slides and forget the statistics. But when the statistics are right there on the slide, you don't forget. So this is why I personally added these slides back in. When I finish the presentation tonight, I'm going to drop into WhatsApp this exact slide deck. So if you want to use this slide deck in your presentation, as you know, the slide deck that I use, it actually has the video at the beginning of it. You can also delete it and take it out if you don't want it. But it does have a nice intro. It has the video, and then it has the slides. It's completely up to you if you want to use it. You can also go right to your back office and you can download the presentation deck that's in your back office, so that you can have the presentation to be able to present. Okay. Then we have Crave. Okay, Crave is our appetite control spray, and it curbs your cravings for sugar and carbohydrates. Notice that if you just use the words on the slide, you'll be able to move right through every slide. Again, the facts are important to me because I am a healthcare professional, and it's important for people to know that I'm not just giving them garbage. So this is why I tend to spend a little more time detailing the ingredients in the products and statistics about the products, because I think it's important to build credibility, right? So after I say what it is, I say, now, why is this an important product? Well, again, right now, 1.9 billion adults around the world are overweight. That's 20% of the population. And of the 20% of the population that's overweight, 10% of the population is actually obese. And once you are considered obese, and it's important what you say, you are now potentially at a higher risk for developing conditions like high blood pressure, heart problems, diabetes, cardiovascular disease. It is very important, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't say, once you're obese, you're going to develop hypertension, diabetes, because that's not a true statement. What it does contribute to, if you are obese, is that now you are at a higher risk for developing these conditions. Okay, so that's important. Okay, and then again, at the bottom of the spray page, the Crave spray, it's very keto friendly. Again, it's all natural, and it helps people with weight loss, weight management, curbing their food cravings, and appetite control. Notice that I'm saying what's on the slide, but I'm saying it in a very conversational way so that it doesn't sound like I'm reading to them. And again, you spray 8 sprays under your tongue, and you're not hungry throughout the day. You're not snacking throughout the day. You're not craving sweets and sugar. So it's a great product that helps people a lot. Now, something that you can throw in there if you want to is that we have another product coming very soon called Slim. And Slim is also going to help with weight loss, because what Slim does is it's a product that boosts your metabolism so that you burn fat faster. So by mentioning that, it lets them know that while we have 3 today, many more are coming. Okay. All right. Then with the dreaming spray. The dreaming spray, again, is a great product. It's an important product. It has melatonin in it. It has valerian root in it. It has GABA. One thing I want to mention to you guys when you're presenting is that you should have voice flexion. That means you shouldn't talk in a monotone, because if you talk in a monotone, you're going to put people to sleep. But if you're going high and you're going low and there's different levels of excitement at different points in the presentation, you will keep your audience's attention. Okay, so why is this an important product? Because 62% of adults around the world say that they don't get the sleep that they like to. 1 in 4 people actually struggle with insomnia and sleep deprivation. And most people, it's a fact, do not get the 7 to 8 hours of sleep that they need a night for optimal health. And so dreaming has been an incredible product because it's helping people to sleep better, get better rest, and get better relaxation. Now, one thing that I like to say is that I like to give examples of testimonials. You know, there's a person that I know that was having to take a lot of pharmaceutical medications to sleep. She's now using the dreaming spray, and she's been able to cut back on some of her pharmaceutical meds. So, you know, that's an example that I give. I oftentimes will talk about Harmony, because Harmony wore her Fitbit watch when she went to bed at night. And so she actually saw that she was getting more REM sleep when she would take the dreaming spray versus when she didn't take the dreaming spray. So again, these are some examples that you can give and testimonials that people are having. When you're talking about the empowered spray, you might want to mention that people take it to get a good workout in, to have a better workout. People take it that work shift work, like nurses and truck drivers. And people take it just because they want to feel energized throughout the day. Today in my clinic, I sold 2 products just because they mentioned to me when I was talking to them that they had anxiety and got nervous and couldn't sleep at night. Perfect dreaming spray. Customer. And then they also told me that they work out. Well, anybody that tells me they work out, I'm always like, oh, I got to give you some of this product, because this product is going to help you have a really good workout. You're going to have so much energy when you go and do your workout, and it's healthy for you. So you want to give them examples so that in their mind, they're thinking that they can be a customer too. All right. So then the next slide we're going to switch over is we're going to talk about the business model, and we're going to talk about the compensation. So on this slide, I really don't talk so much on the left side of the slide, but I mostly stay on the right side of the slide. And I talk about how Envision uses the direct sales model to distribute their goods and services. I will tell the story about how most companies use traditional advertising, TV, radio, print media, and they spend millions of dollars advertising. But Envision U uses direct sales. What is direct sales? Direct sales means you go out as people like you and me. I like saying that people like you and me have an opportunity to become a distributor, so that we can go out and refer people to the products that we believe in. And when we make referrals to the company and we are able to acquire customers for them, you get paid. I don't say we, because nobody cares if I get paid. That person sitting in the audience wants to know that they get paid. So never, ever, when you're doing a presentation, do you ever say, when people sell these products, I get paid. When my team goes out and sells products, I get paid. Don't say that. Always put it back to the audience. When you go out and you tell people about these great products and services, you get paid. And not only do you get paid when you tell people about the products and services, but the company lets you build a team, and you also get paid when the people on your team go out and tell people about products and services. And so every time a customer is acquired for the company, they take that same advertising budget and they pay commissions to distributors like you and I. Okay. That's pretty much what you want to say on this slide. Okay, now we're going to talk about the compensation plan. Again, I just want to stress that facts tell, stories sell, and the whole goal of the compensation plan is that they have to realize how much revenue can be generated in this industry that will create success for entrepreneurs. So again, you know, I'll oftentimes say this is one of the most lucrative compensation plans I've ever seen. They really, really are helping people like you and I to have a credible residual income, working part-time and spare time from home. Okay, that's a good thing to also say. Okay, we get to this part in the presentation, you get to this slide. The key takeaway, because this slide is kind of busy and people start to get intimidated by the compensation plan, but I'm going to teach you how to go through it in a very basic way. And then the more you get comfortable with it, the more you can start to elaborate, right? So what you want to say on this slide is that the first thing everybody does when they decide to join Envision U is they become a customer. And as a customer, you have to choose one of these customer packages. So you can choose bronze, or you can choose silver, or you can choose gold, right? If you choose the bronze package, it's going to allow you to earn 10% commission in the binary compensation plan. If you choose the silver package, it's going to allow you to earn 15% commission in the binary compensation plan. And I'll explain what that means in a moment. And if you choose the gold package, it's going to allow you to earn 20% commission on the volume in your binary compensation plan. If you just said that on this slide, that's enough. Now, as you get more comfortable, you can talk about, well, if you sign up for the product package, they're going to give you 9 sprays. So if you turn around and sell those sprays, you make your money right back. If you buy the silver product package, you're going to get 27 sprays. So if you turn around and sell those 27 sprays, you invested $5.99, but you made well over $1,000. If you buy the gold product package, you're going to get 54 sprays. If you turn around and sell those sprays, you're going to make well over $2,000. So you more than recoup your investment. Now, if you're more interested in the digital learning aspect of our opportunity, if you sign up at the bronze level, you get to take 1 course yourself. If you sign up at the silver level, you get to take 2 courses yourself. And if you sign up at the gold level, you get to take 4 of the courses. But these are courses that you yourself will take so that you can have a testimony to be able to get other customers. All right. Now, the other thing that's very important on this slide is what it says up in the corner. Once you become a customer, once you have 2 customers to sign up, or you sign up 2 people that want to actually join the business and build the business like you pay $19.99 and you can upgrade to Visionary Builder. It's very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, that you stress that people must choose a product package. If someone just pays the $19.99, but they don't have a product package, paying that $19.99 is just giving you a website and you're paying for the hosting. You have not done anything to be able to earn commissions in the compensation plan. So you have to sign up for a customer package. All right, that's very important. And if you did not choose a customer package, you need to go to your back office and you need to choose a customer package by clicking on orders. And when you click on orders, you will then go into the shop and it will allow you to purchase a bronze, silver, or gold customer package. Okay. All right. Then you go to the next slide. Now, I want you guys to understand the purpose of this slide is to say, if you just want to be a customer, that's fine. The company will still incentivize you if you refer other customers. For every person you refer, you're going to get points, and those points can be used to get more customers or get more product, or those points can be used to take more courses. Now, if you decide you actually don't want to get points, you'd rather get cash, well, then you want to become a distributor. And once you pay that $19.99, you can now position yourself to get paid in 5 additional ways in our compensation plan. The first way you get paid is through retail sales. Look at the slide, ladies and gentlemen. What are retail sales? Well, you get to buy it wholesale, turn around and sell it retail, earn a 40 to 50% retail profit, and you can sell it right from your website, or you can have product on hand and get paid daily from the product that you sell. That's pretty much all you need to say on this slide. They just need to know that they can retail the product. Second way they can get paid is through the Fast Start bonus. This is essentially a bonus that's a recruiting bonus, and you get paid every single week. So every time you sign up a person that becomes a bronze customer, you get paid a $50 bonus. Every time you sign up a person that signs up at the silver package and becomes a silver customer, you get paid $175 Fast Start bonus. If you sign up somebody that signs up to be a gold customer, you will get paid a $350 Fast Start bonus. Now, once you sign those individuals up, many times they will also want to refer people to the business. And anybody that they refer to the business will fall on your second level. And once you are a lead consultant, you can now get an override bonus from their efforts. So if they sell a bronze package to a customer, you're going to get a $20 override bonus. If they sell a silver package to a customer, you're going to get a $50 override Fast Start bonus. If they sell a gold package to someone on your second level, you're going to get a $100 override Fast Start bonus. Some of the powerful words that you can use on this slide is override, right? Because everybody wants to leverage the time and effort of other people, right? And then once you get to the level of Sapphire, you open up a third generation for yourself of override Fast Start bonuses. So if someone on your third level sells the bronze package, you get a $10 override bonus. If someone on your third level sells the silver package, you get a $25 override bonus. And if someone on your third level sells the gold package, you get a $50 override bonus. That's the way you want to go through this slide. The key takeaway is that you get paid bonuses for referring people to become customers with our company, and that bonus is paid weekly. Now, let me just give you a little heads up. Do not say every time you recruit somebody to the company and they sign up at the bronze level, you get a $50 override, because you're not getting this bonus because someone became a distributor. You're getting this bonus because someone became a customer. Right? If you use the word recruiting and there's no sale of a product, that would be considered a pyramid, because you have to have a legitimate product for this to be considered a viable business. So that's why we sign up customers, not just talk about recruiting distributors. I hope that makes sense. And, it's an important thing to distinguish. You're getting paid this bonus because you signed up a customer that purchased the bronze package. You signed up a customer that purchased the silver package, and you signed up a customer that purchased the gold package. Okay. Third way we get paid is through binary commissions, right? So remember what I said. If you sign up at the bronze level, you get a 10% binary commission. All right, so this slide can be a little tricky to explain, so you want to keep it simple. Our company is a binary and a unilevel for people who understand direct sales and pay plans, okay? In the binary, you have a pay leg. You don't get paid on all the volume in the binary, but you get paid on the volume in your pay leg. So the way you want to say this is that this particular commission pays you on the volume in your book of business. So if you sign up at the bronze level, you will position yourself to earn a 10% commission in the binary compensation plan from your pay leg. If you sign up at the silver level, you will position yourself to earn a 15% commission on the volume in the binary compensation plan in your pay leg. And if you sign up at the gold level, hear me carefully, you will position yourself to earn a 20% commission in the binary compensation plan in your pay leg. And this bonus is paid out every single week. So if your pay leg had volume of 5,000 that week, and that's between your efforts and the people on your team, and you signed up at the gold level and your pay leg was $5,000 in volume, you would get paid $1,000 that week in your binary commission. So you can kind of put it in terms where they understand that this particular payout is based on volume. You don't have to really go into a lot of detail about the CV because that's going to overcomplicate it. And remember, people are not retaining most of what you're saying. So they just need to know that we pay in a lot of different ways. Now, the purpose of this slide is to let people know that if you're busy, you can still be successful. You don't have to work this business full time to be successful. You can work it on a very part-time, spare time basis. I say that a lot on this slide because some people in the room are sitting there thinking, I got so much on my plate, I don't have time for this. But if you can help them kind of alleviate that concern and that objection by saying many people work this on a very part-time, spare time basis, I want to just give you an example where you can put forth a minimal amount of effort and still generate a significant income. So in the example, surely you can sign up 2 customers a month. You know somebody wants to lose weight, probably know someone that wants to sleep better, probably know somebody that wants to take one of those courses. If you can just sign up 2 people a month, and you can be consistent in doing that for a full year, and you can also teach your team members to do the same thing, to sign up 2 people a month, after 12 months in this business, you'll have well over 4,000 customers in your book of business. And if you take 4,000 customers and you just sign them up at the bronze level, that would pay you a $75 commissionable volume. And if you multiply 4,096 times $75 CV, that's over $307,000 in commissionable volume. And if you were signed up at the gold level, you would earn 20% commission on that. So that's over $60,000. You do the math because numbers don't lie. Could anybody be blessed by an extra $60,000 coming into your home by putting forth a minimal amount of effort for a year's time? So you're not going to say that, it's guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. Some people are going to put in 2 customers a month. Some people are going to put in more than that a month. And then some people are going to put in no customers. This is a hypothetical example, just showing people that you don't have to have a lot of customers to generate a significant income. That is the key takeaway from this slide. Okay. The 4th way in which we get paid is the binary check match. On the binary check match, what this means is that for every person that you refer to the company, because you enrolled them in the company is going to incentivize you by paying you a 50% check match on what they earn in the binary. So if they earned $1,000 last week in their pay line in the binary, they would get their full $1,000 bonus and you would earn a $500 binary check match. It's important that you say that the person is going to get their full bonus, because sometimes I've heard people say this, that you're going to get 50% of whatever their check is. Well, now people are sitting there saying, well, why is somebody getting my check? Right? So you got to be very clear that they're going to get their full bonus and you're going to potentially get, or you're going to get a 50% check match of whatever they get. Okay, make sure you mention that if you sign up at the gold level, you immediately qualify for the binary check match bonus, or if you get to the level of champion, you can get the binary check match. You want to stress that once you hit the level of ruby and above, you're now eligible for a 2nd generation of check match, which can range anywhere from 10 to 50% check match. And guess what? You don't even know those people personally on your 2nd level, but because you introduced the business to someone who did, the company is going to reward you by paying you a 2nd generation binary check match when you hit the level of ruby and above. And people have already hit that position in our company. Okay, so that's how you explain the binary check match slide. Wrapping it up, guys. I know we've gone a little bit over, but I think this is an important training, because the day you stand up is the day your check is going to go up. The day you can go and you can do one-on-ones at a coffee shop with someone, or you can call someone and tell them, organize a group of people to your home and I'll come and do a presentation. That's when you really have full control over your business. Okay. Now, the visionary residual income is the 5th and final way in which this company pays. This particular bonus is paid based on people reordering the product, right? So if people go on the auto ship and they reorder the product, you get paid also. So here's the power. This is a powerful statement to say. The power of residual income is that you do something one time, sign up a customer, and they come back and reorder, and you keep getting paid over and over and over again. In the music industry, they call it royalties. You know, in the insurance industry, you sign somebody up for an insurance policy, they pay the premium every month, you continue to get paid month after month after month. You want to really help them understand the power of residual income, not just in direct sales, but in many industries, right? And so what I need you guys to really be clear of is that level 1 is 6 customers. 6 customers with $1,100 in QV is $500 a month in a reoccurring residual income. And 50% of those customers could have been placed under you. That's huge, guys. Many of you are going to immediately qualify for the $500 residual income because you have at least 3 people that you personally signed up yourself, and somebody else put under you 3 more people. And I'm telling you, most people are getting people placed under them. So just get your at least 3 people so that you have a great chance of at least qualifying for this first level of unilevel bonus. Okay. The second level is when you have 20 customers. When you have 20 customers, now you have the potential to earn $1,000 in a unilevel residual income off of 20 customers with a QV of 4,000. And again, 10 of those customers could have been placed under you by somebody else. So it's important for people to understand that the main thing is 6 customers, 20 customers. The number that's in the parentheses really explain on your 5th level, you've got 250 customers. If you help 250 people have at least a $200 a month reorder, right? So bronze, silver, gold, right? You are ordering $200 a month in your monthly auto ship. Guess what? 250 customers will yield you a $9,000 monthly reoccurring residual income. And this is not from everybody that you sign up. This is from people that you sign up, people in your team that signs up, and people that get placed under you by someone else. So it's really, really important that people understand by your 11th level, you've got over 25,000 customers, 25,000 customers, which has 5 million in QV, will yield you a $600,000 monthly reoccurring residual income. And 50% of those customers might have been placed under you. So the key takeaway is that this compensation plan pays you for the customers that come back and reorder. And not only do you get paid for the customers that you sign up, you get paid for the customers that your team members sign up, and you get paid for customers that get placed under you. So that's your key takeaway message. And then this slide really allows you to reiterate timing is everything. The people that are getting in now, there is a high likelihood that people are going to get placed under them. So by taking action today, you could potentially override other people that you don't even know that somebody else placed in your team. So that's really what the key takeaway message is on this particular slide. So once you go through all of the slides in the compensation plan, you can sum it up like this. So I've done my part. I've talked to you about the company, the visionaries behind the company. I've talked to you about the products and services. I've talked to you about the industry of direct sales and the compensation plan. So I've given you enough information to make a formed and educated decision. Now the rest is really up to you. Does this make sense to you? Do you see yourself being able to go out and with excitement tell people about these products and services? And if the answer is yes, then you should definitely get back with the person who invited you to get on this call, because they can help you quickly get enrolled. And within minutes, you're going to have your website and you're going to have a rep ID so that you can start referring other people to look at the presentation and sign up as well. Now, our company has a proven success system. The first thing you do when you decide whether or not this makes sense to you is decide. Make a decision to sign up and join. Whether you're doing it because you want to, have a little extra money, save money, pay off debt, pay and have money for retirement, whatever your reason why, just make a decision to take action and get started. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to help you become a product of the product. You can't have a testimony without trying the product. So you need to choose the customer package that you're going to go with. And whichever package you choose is going to determine the level of commission you'll get paid in the binary. So choose the highest plan you can go with today. Okay. And then the next step is that you're going to make a list of everybody you know that you want to share the business with. And you want to make that list as quickly as possible because you want to sign up 2 people as fast as possible so that you can upgrade and become a visionary builder and be able to get paid all those other bonuses that are available to distributors and visionary builders. So make your list. And then after you make your list, the company does 3 presentations a day. In fact, the next presentation, and you can tell them when the next presentation is, and invite them to get on and have guests on, which is always going to be at nvupresentation.com. Okay. And you want to try and get as many people as you can to look at the full presentation. And then the final thing you want to do is you want to just make a commitment to this. This is not get rich quick. So this is not sign up today and tomorrow you're rolling in the money. Right? This is a business and it's going to take a little time to grow it. But if you put in a little bit of effort and you put in a commitment and you're consistent, within a year to 18 months, this business has the potential to pay you beyond what you could ever imagine. Okay. So whenever we do this presentation, this is how I close out. There are 3 types of people looking at the presentation. Type 3 person says, thank you, but no, thank you. It's not for you. So when you have a type 3 person, the goal is at least get them to become a customer. So if you're a type 3 person, I want to thank you for looking at the presentation. I want you, however, to thank whoever invited you to look at the presentation. Because when they were thinking about people who could do well in this business, something about you stood out to them and they helped and they thought enough of you to invite you to look at the presentation. So if nothing else, maybe you'll be willing to support that person in their new business and become a customer. They would appreciate it, and we know you'll love the products, okay? Type 2 person says, I like it, I want to do it, I have a couple of questions. If you're a type 2 person, let's get your questions answered because this is learn and earn. You won't know everything today, but if you plug into our training system, you can and you will be successful. So if you're a type 2 person, get back with the person that invited you to get on this presentation. Let's get your questions answered. But let's get you started so you can learn and earn. Now, type 1 person, everybody wants to be number 1, right? Type 1 person says, I'm in. You could have stopped 30 minutes ago. You're ready to go. And if you're a type 1 person, you're exactly who the company is looking for. Right now, this company is in a major growth phase, and they're looking for people who are hungry, who are motivated, who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so if that's you, we welcome you to the Envision You family. So what I want you to do at this point is get back with the person that invited you to get on this call and let them know if you are a 1, 2, or 3. Again, it's been my pleasure presenting this opportunity to you. And if you see an opportunity with the Envision You business, we welcome you and we look forward to helping you to become very successful. You're going to close it out some way like that. Okay, here's what I want to leave you guys with. Repetition is the mother skill. The more you do this, the better you're going to get. You might want to do it a couple of times with someone that you trust and that you know is going to give you honest feedback. I would encourage you to talk to yourself in the mirror because sometimes, you know, it just helps to just say the words. The more you say it, the more it starts to roll off your tongue. And I'm going to remind you that even when you're sleeping, your brain is still working. So those of you who want to learn this presentation, if I were you, I would turn on www.startahealthandwealthbusiness.com. www.startahealthandwealthbusiness.com. Listen to that presentation over and over and over. Fall asleep to it because even when you're sleeping, your brain, it's getting to your subconscious. And whatever gets to your subconscious, it remembers. And before you know it, you'll just be speaking this presentation like you just know it. It'll just flow right off of your tongue. So the more you listen to it, the better you'll become. Okay. Remember the rules. Start on time. Keep your presentation under 40 minutes, ideally. Don't use I statements. This is all about your audience benefiting, not you. Always try to emotionally move your audience to action at the end of the presentation, and understand the psychology of the presentation. Understand the personalities that are in your audience. Try to relate to all of them. Say things that someone who loves the positivity of being involved in this. Say something that's going to appeal to the person who likes a lot of details. Say stuff that's going to appeal to the shark. The compensation plan is when the shark perks up, sits at the end of their seat, and they're taking copious notes, right? So every part of the presentation is designed to attract some person in the room to the opportunity. And as I close out, this is $1 million bill. I want you guys to know that the day you stand up is the day your check goes up. If you want to become a top earner in the direct sales industry, you must learn how to present the opportunity. There's not one diamond in this company that's not presenting. There's not one emerald in this company that's not presenting. So again, I really encourage you guys to start practicing it. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get. All right. With that being said, I am going to stop the recording. Okay.